Is this movie worth the hype, or is it just another silly rom-com? What's up everyone, welcome back to another one of my movie reviews. Today we are talking about Red, White, and Royal Blue. Alex Claremont Diaz, the first son of the United States, and young Prince Henry fall in love. However, considering their high-profile public lives, they must keep their relationship a secret at all costs. So before we begin, I wanted to let you guys know I will be covering minor spoilers. So in case you wanted to watch this with no spoilers, then go watch it and then come back. So I didn't read the book that this movie was based on, so I have no context to compare it to. From what I've heard though, it seems like the movie cut out a lot of important characters and scenes, but I will just be judging this movie based on what I saw. So first of all, the movie is marketed as a rom-com, which means there will be cheesy dialogue and cringy moments, but that's kind of what I expected. However, I do think that this movie did a way better job at being a LGBT rom-com without being cringy, such as bros. What I really liked is how they handled texting with each other. Instead of just forcing the viewers to read their text messages, they actually do this thing where they pretend both people are in the same room so that it feels like they're actually growing an intimate connection even through text. I do wonder if this movie could have benefited from being more of a serious drama, sort of similar to Brokeback Mountain or Call Me By Your Name, but the book it's based on is probably not even in that sort of genre, so I don't mind that much. There's also an enemies to lover trope. However, I don't think they executed this very well since we were only told that they were enemies and we never got to see why they hated each other. And they kind of became lovers within the first 15 minutes of the movie, so it was never that important anyways. But let's talk a little bit about their chemistry. It helps a lot that both actors are very attractive. I think the sex scenes were also done very tastefully and very romantically, so those parts definitely sold their chemistry. However, one thing that was a little distracting to me is I feel like Taylor Zakar Perez was overacting a little more than Nicholas Galitzine. I think Henry's character definitely felt a little more realistic than Alex, especially when they were having an argument. I could feel the emotions from Henry, but from Alex, it felt like he was reading lines. But before the movie came out, a lot of people were saying how they have no on-screen chemistry whatsoever, and I also wanted to hate, but after watching the movie, I actually think they did a really good job. Let's talk about some of the other side characters. So Zahra was definitely the funniest part of the whole movie. Besides some situational comedy, the only times I found myself laughing out loud was when Zahra was on screen. Now let's talk about Uma Thurman playing the president. So Uma Thurman has been away from acting for a while, and it shows. I think every scene that she was in was probably my least favorite part of the movie. And a lot of it is because her character is tied to the B plot of the movie about the campaign, which I found the least interesting and the most annoying to watch because it was just distracting from their budding romance. But I understand obviously it's important to put in there for context of Alex's character. But yeah, Uma Thurman's choice for doing that southern accent, it was not giving. She did not eat that. Really disappointing considering I am such a fan of Uma Thurman. Now let's talk a little bit about the pacing. So the movie was very fast paced. We get our first on-screen kiss within 30 minutes and just a ton of stuff happened. And unfortunately, I think at times it does feel rushed and we were still missing important scenes. So I think what they could have done better is maybe cut out some scenes and just made some other more important scenes longer, or they could have increased the amount of time this movie had. And that brings me to how they handled conflict in this movie. I would say all of the conflict that they tried to show in the movie was not very well done. So one of the main conflicts is that Henry is hesitant to be in this relationship with Alex because of his family history and the stigma around being queer in the royal family. However, all of this was kind of solved within 10 minutes. Henry goes back to England, then Alex chases him to England, and then they have this conversation, and then it's kind of resolved. And that's the other thing. They tried to show that long distance can be a conflict within relationships, but as a viewer, I didn't feel that at all because they were pretty much on screen at all times, so it didn't feel like there was any kind of distance at all. Also, the other heavy conflict was when Miguel leaked all of the emails between Alex and Henry, which first of all, that just makes Miguel's character just seem so flat out evil. And we didn't see any of the emails that were leaked, so it could only be up to our imagination. I wish they spent a little more time doing that. So overall, I do think that Red, White, and Royal Blue could have benefited as a limited series instead. Maybe that way they could lean more into being a drama instead of just trying to be a rom-com. However, with all that being said, I still had a really good time watching this movie, and I think in terms of an LGBT rom-com, it is one of the best I've seen. So I will give this movie a 7 out of 10. But what did you guys think? Do you guys think this movie did a good job at representing LGBT rom-coms? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like my content, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future reviews. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.